Hello students, hope all of you are in good health. Now today we are going to start with adding manure and fertilizers. Plants grow in the soil. The plant roots fix the plants in the soil and absorbs water and minerals from it. Soil is the medium for the growth of the plants. It supplies mineral nutrients to the plants. These nutrients are essential for the growth of plants. In certain areas, farmers grow crop after crop in the same field. So, when a crop is grown in the field, it absorbs the nutrients from the soil. And the nutrients in the soil becomes less. When the next crop is grown, it will get less amount of nutrients. If we grow the third crop, it will get lesser nutrients. Likewise, if we keep on growing crop after crop in the same field, the nutrients will be so less, that is, the plants will not get enough nutrients for its growth. So, continuous growing of crops makes the soil poorer in certain nutrients. Therefore, farmers have to add manure and fertilizers to the soil to replenish the soil with nutrients. So, the substances which are added to the soil in the form of nutrients for the healthy growth of plants are called manure and fertilizers. Now, first let us discuss with manure. Manure is an organic substance obtained from the decomposition of the plant or animal wastes. Farmers dump plant and animal waste in pits at open places and allow it to decompose. Usually at corner of the field, they keep on depositing the plant and animal wastes and allow it to decompose. The decomposition is caused by some microorganisms. They decompose the complex material into simpler substances, and which can be again utilized by the plants. So the decomposition process is carried on by the microorganisms. This decomposed matter is used as organic manure. In this is called composting actually. This process is called composting. Now in this composting, if we add red worm or earthworms, that what we say vermicomposting. The use of manure improves soil texture as well as its water retention capacity. It replenishes the soil with all the nutrients. So what are the advantages of use of manure? The organic manure is considered better than fertilizers. This is because it enhances the water holding capacity of the soil. It makes the soil porous, due to which exchange of gases becomes easy. It increases the number of friendly microbes. It improves the texture of the soil. On the other hand, fertilizers are chemical substances which are rich in a particular nutrient. How are these different from manure? Fertilizers are produced in factories. Some examples of fertilizers are urea, ammonium sulfate, superphosphate, potash, NPK. NPK, that means nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. The use of fertilizers has helped farmers to get better yield of crops such as wheat, paddy and maize. So it has increased the production. But excessive use of fertilizers has made the soil less fertile. Fertilizers have also become a source of water pollution. So when we use fertilizers, so soil become dependent on the fertilizer, so it loses its own fertility. Also, it is a cause of water pollution. Therefore, in order to maintain the fertility of the soil, we have to substitute fertilizers by organic manure or leave the land uncultivated in between two crops. Leaving the land uncultivated is called land fallow. That is, we are not growing any crop in that time period in the field. So that is called a land fallow. Now let us discuss about the differences between fertilizer and manure. A fertilizer is an inorganic salt, whereas manure is a natural substance obtained by the decomposition of cattle dung, human waste and plant residues. A fertilizer is prepared in factories. Manure can be prepared in the fields. A fertilizer does not provide any humus to the soil. Manure provides a lot of humus to the soil. Fertilizers are very rich in plant nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. That means they are nutrient specific. So if a plant requires nitrogen fertilizer, so nitrate fertilizer can be used. Whereas manure is relatively less rich in plant nutrients. So these are not nutrient specific, it is a mixture of nutrients. Another method of replenishing the soil with nutrients is through crop rotation. This can be done by growing different crops alternately. Earlier, farmers in northern India used to grow legumes as fodder. Fodder means food for the cattle. So, legumes as fodder in one season and wheat in the next season. This helped in the replenishment of the soil with nitrogen. Farmers are being encouraged to adopt this practice. In the previous classes, you have learnt about Rhizobium. Rhizobium, it is a bacteria which lives in the root nodules of the leguminous plants and which are able to fix nitrogen. So, if legumes are grown, so nitrogen which will be fixed in the soil, and the next crop which is grown, it will not require nitrogen fertilizer. So, thus it is also a method of replenishing the soil with nutrients. So, today we have learnt about fertilizers and manure, their differences and advantages and disadvantages also. So today up to this much. Thank you, students.